Hello friends, welcome back to my YouTube channel Toppers World. Today I am going to make an effort to solve MCQs of last passage and which are considered to be the most difficult one and time consuming one. By the time when student reaches at third passage, he is already tired and MCQs in that passage considered generally very tough. And the most critical thing is that the length of the questions and four options, everything is time consuming. If you read one question and four options, it will take your 2 minutes or 3 minutes. The students who are a little bit weak in English, they spend more time because they need to read one question 2 or 3 times to get sure understanding. And after that, four options are there. Some options you can see they are quite lengthy sentences, like in 29 you can see, and moreover we cannot ignore them because almost 5 questions are there MCQ types. So the example that I am sharing with you here, or try to solve the questions here for you, in that there are 5 MCQs and they are from passage 3. And how to solve these MCQs, what technique I'm going to use, watch it carefully, and I am trying to speak slow so that you should be able to understand the things quite clearly. So, what is the proper method of doing this? What I am going to suggest is that you need to read only the question sentence. Do not read options at the beginning because this will take you a lot of time. Just read the question quickly. When comparing the Swiss transportation system to a tree, the writer emphasizes means emphasize means on something the writer make force to highlight something, and the main key word here is Swiss transportation system and a tree. So what we have to do now, we have to find an area where transportation system and tree are discussed. They are our keywords here. But before doing that, I want that you should also read next question. It will help you to find the location of the first question. Now look at the question number 29. What is said about bus services in the second paragraph? So this question is directly pointing towards second paragraph. So it means that answer of our first question will be 100% surely in the first paragraph. As in case of MCQs, as the paragraphs go up, the questions also go along with that. So both things are moving parallel way. So now we are sure that our answer of the first MCQ type question will be in the paragraph 1, and second will be in the second paragraph. It is clearly shown in the question. Now let's go to the passage to find the answer of the first question, where our keywords is Swiss transportation system and a tree. So Swiss transportation system and a tree. So what we will need to do now, we quickly move our pencil on the lines to find out the words that we want. So here the Swiss transportation system resembles a tree. Resembles means similar like a tree. Swiss transportation system is same like a tree with larger branches representing federal and private railways. Every tree has branches. So here the Swiss transportation is just like a tree, and it has two branches. One is federal and second is private railways. The smaller branches being the coaches. Small branches are considered as coaches, and the twigs, very tiny branches or thin branches, as urban transit operators, running trams, city buses, boats, chair lifts, and so on. But the trunk that holds the tree together is the vast post bus network, without which the whole network would not function. So trunk is the main thing it highlights, which holds, which controls, or which manages to organize all the activities of branches, sub branches, all that. So what the meaning of there is, Swiss transportation system, which resembles a tree, is very important for cities network of various transportation systems. Now let's go back to the question. Now let's try to make a guess for the right answer. Comparing the Swiss transportation system to a tree, writer emphasizes. Writer wants to highlight what thing? The size of the post bus system, how competitive the post bus system is, how important the post bus system is, the threat to the post bus system. Threat, there is nothing like threat. Threat means any negative effect to the post bus system. So there is nothing like this. The size of the post bus system, no, there is no mentioning of size. How competitive, there is no competition shown of a post bus system with anything else. So the option that left with us is how important the post bus system is. Yes, this is the right choice because it highlights the importance of the post bus system, as mentioning that it has many branches, then sub branches, and all these branches and twigs hold or control the movement of different forms of transport systems over there. So the right answer is C. Other three options are totally negative over there, not shown in the paragraph, or no any messages conveyed regarding that. So what is left with us? The C option. Now question number 29. What is said about bus services in second paragraph? So we are not going to read the options yet. Directly moving to second paragraph to learn about what is said about the bus services. There isn't an inhabited place in Switzerland that cannot be reached by some sort of public transport. It means that every area where the population is living, there is transport facilities available. Means buses go to all those places. Federal law and Swiss constitution stipulate that every village with a population greater than 40 is entitled to regular bus services. It means that according to the Switzerland's law, if a place or any village is having population of more than 40 people, then they are having the right to get the service of bus. The frequency of these services is directly related to population density. This line means the number of services, the number of time the bus will reach that village depend upon the size of the population. If there is more population, it means that there is more service of buses. Timetables are put together 4 years in advance and seldom change. Timetables do not change. They are for 4 years. After every 4-year timetable changes. If a new route is to be introduced, the population of the area affected is invited to vote in a referendum. Suppose a new route government wants to start, then what they do, they call the people of that area and they ask their opinion by the way of voting what they actually want. Now we go to the question. Question number 29. What is said about bus services in second paragraph? Now we will check the points. Villages have the chance to request more buses every 4 years. After every 4 years, the villages can request for more buses. No, there is no such information. B. New routes are often introduced to reflect an increase in population. When the population increases in any particular area, then new routes are often introduced over there. Now the option number C, bus timetables tend to change every 4 years. And the option D, the number of buses that call at a village depends on how many people live there. So option new routes are often introduced. No, there is no such information there. Bus timetables tend to change every 4 years. Okay, let's see these points once again in the paragraph. Here, what it says regarding timetables are put together 4 years in advance. 4 year advance timetables are made and they do not change, seldom change. So this option over there in the question is also wrong. So bus timetables tend to change every 4 years. This is also wrong. The number of buses that call at a village depends upon how many people live there. Yes, this is the right option. If the population size is high, then more buses will be provided for that particular village. So the number of buses depend upon the size of the population. This is the right answer. I show you once again this. Look at this line. The frequency mean again and again of the service is directly related to population density. The population density means number of people living in that area. If the number of people are high, then more bus services will be provided to that particular area. So that is why our answer is D. Now look at the question number 30. According to the fourth paragraph, what were 3-tone horns first used to indicate? 3-tone horns first used to indicate. Indicate means show. So what is the purpose of 3-tone horns when they were first used? And this information is in fourth paragraph. The 3-tone horns can still be used to talk to post offices from a distance. By altering the combination of the tones, a driver can announce departure of post, arrival of post, arrival. So much more romantic and often more reliable than radio and mobile phones. This musical language started in the mid 19th century, when the coach drivers could also blow their horns a certain number of times on approaching the station to indicate means shows the number of horses needing to be fed, giving the station master time to prepare the fodder. Fodder means the food of the horses. So they earlier means in the beginning the driver used this system to make aware a person who used to feed horses. So they blow the horn so that the station master get the message that a post bus is coming and now they have to arrange food for the number of horses. So this is just like an indication. Now we are going to read the options. How many coach horses required food? How long the bus would stay at the station? No information. How many passengers wanted a meal? No. How soon the bus would arrive at the station? No. The only option is that how many coach horses required food. So how many horses are there with the post bus that need to eat the fodder? So such information is given by blowing the horn from a distance. So right option is A. Now look at question number 31. What point does the writer make about post bus drivers? So what the writer says about drivers. For this question, no paragraph is given to us, like in which paragraph that related information will be. So we have to scan for the word driver in the next paragraphs. Drivers. No information about the drivers. In the next paragraph again there is no information about drivers. No information. It means that we have to go far. So I got the word drivers on the next page in this paragraph. The post buses often go to places that other means of transport cannot reach. The post buses usually go to the hard places or tough places where the geographical conditions are not smooth enough. Now, the most of the drivers therefore see themselves as educators. The drivers work there as a teachers, tour guides. Although it's not in their job description, it's not their duty to guide the passengers, but they do that job as well. They're likely to point out the sights, waterfalls, gorges, and so on. So while going to any beautiful places, when they pass by any beautiful location or landscape, the driver start explaining the passengers about the waterfalls, their names, locations, and even photography opportunity is also given. So options are: many choose to give passengers information about surroundings. So I think this is the right answer. We need not to go for other things. Let's read. They are not allowed to stop for passengers to take photographs. This is wrong. They allow them to take photographs. They are required to inform passengers about sights seen from the bus. They just allow them to see the sights from the bus. No, there is no such information. Most are proud of driving buses. No, this is again no information. The only information was there in the paragraph. They choose to act as a guide or educator and give information about the surrounding places. And now the last question is, what is said about the buses automated announcements? The keyword is automated announcements. It's easy. For that I am going to read next paragraph. Switzerland's longer post bus journey and one of the highest crosses 4 mountain passes. An 8-hour trip taken single post bus. The route goes through several cantons, 2 languages, German and Italian, all 4 seasons from burning sunshine. So we are going to move to find out the word announcements here. So I'm not getting the word announcement, so I will move to the next paragraph. I'm getting that word. Their automated intercom announcements are given in the language of whichever canton the bus is currently passing through. The post bus used to go through different cantonment areas, army cantonment areas, and army cantonments, the people over there, the soldiers over there used to speak different languages, German, French, Italian, or Spanish, etc. So the announcements are given in the language. So the driver gives the announcements in different languages whenever he passes through a different kind of cantonment area. For example, he passes through Italian cantonment, then announcement will be in Italian language. When he passes or reaches German, then German language announcements will be given. So this is said in this. Now quickly go through the options. They are given in the language of the bus's starting point. No, they are not talking about the starting point. The language they are given in depends on where the bus is at that time. Yes, this is the right option, where the bus is standing at that time, in which area, and what language people speak over there. The announcement is done in that language. Let's read other options. They are always given in all 4 languages of Switzerland. No, the language they are given in depends on bus destination. No, it's not like that. Only the option B is the right option. So guys, what I have just tried to explain to you is, you need to read the question, go to the paragraph, and find the location and read there, and then come back. It's a time consuming, it takes time to solve MCQs, and it requires a lot of practice. Only the practice will make you faster, otherwise there is no other shortcut for MCQs. Thank you for watching this video, and tell me in comment box what do you feel about the way I explain you the MCQs.